Good afternoon. This is Friday the 6th of August in 2021. It's 2 o'clock in the Eastern Time Zone, and I am here, and this is the 72nd Friday in a row that I am here doing this. And this is my last one for the foreseeable future. I said when we started, such a long time ago. Hello, Laurie. When this all started, I said, while we're shut in, right? Yeah, 72 weeks, seriously. So things are very, very... Oh, I'm sorry, Irsa, that's sad news. Well, oh, nice one. Okay. There's lots of energy in the cards today. As I'm clearing them, they're jumping around. Just a second. Wow. A lot of them went for a little flyabout. Okay. So... Laurie was here first and then Irsa. I'm figuring this is, so many people now are back to either new or newly adapted routines that they're really not in the same space they were in March of 2020, that's for sure. So I'm going to suspend my Fridays. All right, Laurie, what the cards would like you to know as we go forward. Yes, please. Okay, Laurie. Oh, nice. Oh, I hope this fits what I know about what's going on in your life. Anne, hello, how lovely. Laurie, I know you're at a new adapted beginning of what you do, and I know that what you do is something you have a real passion about. So it's wonderful. It's wonderful energy that the three is your point of inspiration. It's that place where the cosmos speaks to you and gives you ideas and concepts and solutions to problems that you wouldn't necessarily have thought of just by sitting down and writing a list. Allowing that to flow through, paying attention to what you're dreaming, to what you're thinking about when you're cleaning windows, that your brain doesn't need to be engaged, and just see what is the energy flowing through, because there's really good stuff there. That's the 3 energy. 2 of those, so there's sort of double inspiration available to you. There's all sorts of stuff there for you, and when you combine them, because we always add to a single digit, you're getting a 6, which is the number for beauty and service and meeting responsibilities, improving the community on your way through it, right? So being there in your inspired action, that is improving the community. Of course, you're going to feel so much passion about what you're doing, and it's going to spread far and wide, like these cat's ears fruit are going to get lifted by whatever passes. All right, Claire, go ahead and ask your question. I'm just doing a sort of general theme, but if I can help, I will. Irsa has asked me about her father, so if the cards cooperate, then perhaps we will see. Irsa, where did you go? Irsa. Well, I know she was here and she asked about her dad, so I'm going to draw for her dad. And then, Anne, did you say you wanted a card? I'm thinking you do. All right. Okay, Irsa, if you're watching the video, I am sorry to hear that your dad is sick. That's never fun. Okay, so it's giving us new love, and I feel as though what I want that to be is your dad with a new appreciation for his life as he gets better. It's sometimes when we've had a scare, we see with new eyes, right? So new love would make sense. 3 is that point of inspiration that we were just talking about, when the cosmos is flowing information through you into the world. And then the 1 is the central self. So if this is your dad, Irsa, this is him taking the language of the cosmos, the information, whatever is flowing through, and they're adding up to 4, which is a really practical, solid, foundational energy, right? Hey, Carol in Florida. So he may be, as he appreciates his recovery, he may be having to be very, very practical and sensible about what it takes to get himself back into the swing of things. But that's how I would read that anyway. All right, Anne. Okay, I don't see the comment where you ask for a card, but I'm going to believe it's there because you are Anne. So then Claire and then Carol. It's all good. Okay. And so much going on in your life, Anne, I know that. So very, very, very much. We're going into the Jewish period of a month of deep self-reflection. I think the cards are likely to give us places we can go focus as we reflect on ourselves and our lives and our responses. Okay, 25. 25. Oh my. This is... Hello, Shimo. The Hawthorn. The 2 and the 5, so it's about community, which is, you know, the household, it is the workplace, it is the extended family, maybe. 5 is the number of growth and expansion, and they're coming together to a 7, which is always a teacher. So, you know, expanding your community is going to teach you a great deal, and it's going to give you a chance to teach other people by your own example, and that's worthy of celebration. Celebrating what you offer, Anne, I think is important. I know it's easy to I know it's worry is using your imagination to think of bad things and negative things and unhappy things. So if you could begin to celebrate the thing, imagine how wonderful it will be when it all is going right, and put your energy into that and celebrate how awesome it can be and will be, and be in that vibration and draw that in more. I need to talk to you anyway, because there's bunches of stuff. I do know that. All right, so that was Irsa. Laurie is done. Claire. All right, I cards don't do yes no answers, Claire, but we'll see if this makes sense. If not, it may just be a message for you and yourself going forward. Rekindling, if you cannot control what somebody else does. You can be hopeful about it and you can wish them good things and all of those, but at the end of the day you can only control your own behavior. So it might be worth asking yourself, Do I want to rekindle this friendship? Do I want, what is it that I can bring to it? What is it that I can be fed by from it? Get very clear about what the friendship means to you. And maybe the cards will give us guidance here. I don't know. Okay, so again we have flow. This is number 8, which is that lovely flow, the in-breath and the out-breath, the two circles coming together. 8 is very much about that flow. It's about balance, like the in-breath and the out-breath, which, you know, our breathing just flows and it goes in both directions, but it never ever stops. There's a very real connection to spirit in the flow, because like our breath, when it stops, so does life, right? It's oh, Cookie, there you are. Hi. So flowing energy into what you do, and flowing the kind of energy that you're looking for. Are you flowing friend energy for this friendship that needs to be rekindled, or are you flowing right now maybe some independent energy that wants to go explore in another direction and come back later? So it's always about self-knowledge. Everything is always about knowing ourselves, knowing what we want, knowing what we don't want, and knowing what we're offering to any given situation, right? So that's that. All right. So next person who said yes please was Carol in Florida, and then I have Shimon, and then I have Cookie. All right. Okay. All right. So you miss him and you love him, and you can't control him. So putting yourself in a place where you love yourself because you're so lovable, where you are living up to your fullest potential and everything that you could offer to a partner. And as you do that, the correct partner will come along. And whether it's this one or another one, I don't know. But you doing your best impersonation of yourself. Does that make sense? And if all else fails, you know, you can get a hold of me. We can do a full reading and really dissect all the different energies that are going on for you. Okay, I'm reading for Carol in Florida. Okay, Carol, cool. You have taken leadership, number 28, which is the 2 for community, for relationships, for being with other people at all the different levels that we are with other people. And then the 8, we're doing a lot of flow today. So that balance, that flow, that wonderful sense of infinity that connects us with the source of all things, right? And then we add them together, we get a 10. The 1 is that central Carol, that seed, that beginning, that start of the universe that you perceive. And a 0, which represents all of everything, the entire cosmos. And then we add those two together, we have you with the cosmos inside. And who are you not to lead? and to set an example and be the light. These shoots on the Mugo pine are called candles. They shoot up really fast and skinny in the springtime and are these candles, and then over the course of the year they fill out and get the puffy needles that you can see from previous year's growth. So the candle, you get to be the candle in the darkness, the light leading people on. And that's really nice energy. I like that. All right, Shimon is next, and then Cookie. Jessica, how lovely to see you, and Carol in the UK. Wow, this is wonderful. Okay, so Shimon, and then Cookie. I'm okay. This is lovely, 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 lovely. All right, so Shimon. Oh, lovely number 11. Gorgeous card. I love this. I love them all. And you know this deck is for sale on my website. Just saying. So number 11 is it's the number of intuition. It's the number of a really deep spiritual connection. It's also a pictograph of two individuals standing upright and self-contained and centered, really centered and grounded. And the yellow of the solar plexus chakra speaks to that place within us where our personality sits, where our self-honoring and our self-knowledge and our self-esteem and everything is rooted in that yellow center. So when we are rooted in our own center, we're able to look at somebody else without projecting, without wanting them to change, without needing them to be like us or anything like that. We can see them as they are. And then we can develop a feeling for them. We can empathize with them. We can care about them without trying to manipulate their reality. So that's what the empathy card is. Of course, the 2 1s in numerology, we add up, we get a 2, which is a relationship. It is that community of the 2 of you. And that can happen in a really healthy, lovely way. So I don't know what your life circumstances are, Shimon. I think I don't recognize your name. This is perhaps the first time you come. So I hope that makes sense for you in the days going forward. He's very cool, and welcome or welcome back. If I've forgotten you, I apologize for that. Cookie, I see you're here, and that is so nice. All right, so for Cookie, oh, all right, maybe again this is your business. We have complexity. We've got these grapevines in winter. 2 being your community. 3 being your original and creative thought that flows through you from the source into the world. And they're adding together to make a 5, which is the number of growth and expansion and adapting to new circumstances and that kind of thing. So there's but it's not, whatever it is that you're working on, it's not a direct line. You can't sit here and look there and know that's where you're going. There's going to be lots of learning along the way and lots of, again, adaptation, which is very much the word for our times. This year, 2021, adds up to a 5. It's about change and growth and going in new ways. Everything we're working with, every time we go to the store, things are different. Systems are shifting. We're making things a little more safe, hopefully, a little more healthy, a little more appropriate for the times. And sometimes that feels really complicated because we don't know what's going on. Last week I could come in this door, this week I can't come in this door, and we can get bogged down by the complexity sometimes, but you are well cared for and well well uplifted in spirit, and I'm sure that you will be able to see the complexity when it's there, and then you will figure it out. It's not going to inhibit you, I don't believe. All right. Hey, Regina, I see you. I have to say, this is lovely. I'm seeing and a couple of people for the first time. Jessica, it's lovely to see you here. Um, I woke up this morning knowing it was going to be my last one, and I had that part of it, like it's sort of like the last day of work kind of thing, like hooray, it's going to be over, I don't have this same obligation anymore. And that was just dogpiled by a whole but all those people that I'm so used to seeing, and I'm going to miss it. I know I'm going to miss it, but I think it'd be good to take a break. All right, so Carol in the UK, good evening to you. Good to see you. Oh, this is a lovely, lovely reminder that no matter what is going on, we are all in the presence of the source of all things, and the eternal love that is the basis for the universe. This is the number 9 is the number that reminds us of the holistic nature of creation. Everything is connected to everything else, and there's a calm and there's a presence. You can imagine sitting on that log that's at the back there and just being with these lilies. The yellow of them is that personality, solar plexus chakra, that place of identity, central identity. In later in the season, these little yellow flowers transmogrify into tiny little blue berries. That's why they're called blue bead lilies. And the blue, of course, is the throat chakra. It's the energy of communication. So the idea of communication from the personality of everything that's connected to everything. So being held in the eternal love that is the universe. Sometimes when we feel lonely, sometimes when we feel isolated, remembering that can be an uplift. So I hope that serves. Jessica says yes, please. I'm so tickled to see you here. How lovely. I guess this means you're back from your camping trip. I haven't paid a lot of attention. Regina, I see you. Kayla, I think Kayla's been here before. Oh, Jen, good to see you. Oh my gracious, bunch of people. I did not know, Carol, that you'd had that card before. That's fascinating. All right, so Jessica, I'm on. Jessica. This is nice. Okay, number 3. So we're back again talking about the point of inspiration and where the cosmos speaks to us and sends ideas and solutions into the physical world. And this moss lurking on the forest floor and somehow managing to find enough nutrient to be able to create itself in such a way that it can catch the tiny little bit of sunlight that gets down through the leaves to the forest floor, so that it can photosynthesize and we can have this lovely green moss. This card is a reminder to lift your head up from the grindstone, and no matter how it's always important to be focused on what we're doing in the moment. It's also really important to look up and open our view, because for as long as we're just plodding along the one path, we're going to miss out on a whole lot of stuff. And you know, there is good stuff out there for us that we're not expecting. We're not looking for it. We're not imagining it into our lives. It's just there. And when we open up and allow, unexpectedly, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I needed. Couldn't have named it a week ago, but it is what you need. So it is there. And that the inspiration and the intuition and the dreams and the I don't know if you're a person who sometimes wakes up with a solution to a problem from yesterday, that it came to me in the night, right? That's 3 energy. That is how the source of all things manifests stuff into the physical world, is through us, and you get to channel it. And you're not necessarily looking for it. It's going to be unexpected when it comes, but it's going to be good. Going to be wonderful. So that's really cool. Thank you, Jessica, for being here. Regina, lovely, lovely, lovely to see you. All right. So, okay, gosh, all kinds of new comments coming in. This is so lovely that everybody's here. Regina. Well, this is perfect for you, although they're clovers, not shamrocks. But this is number 2, which is community. It is relationship. It is your household, your family, your workplace, your online community, whoever counts as being your community. Clover grows in little patches, in little communities, in little. You don't get one clover leaf somewhere and another one somewhere else. There's always a patch of clover. And so it's a reminder to us to seek out and be with our people, the people who think like us, the people who are supporting the work that we're doing, the people who love us as we are. And the 3 leaves on the white clover, I do believe, is a wonderful metaphor for the body, mind, and spirit. So for people who are working, doing the personal work, doing the hard work of understanding their own body, mind, and spirit, surrounding themselves with other people who are doing that same kind of work, it is a wonderful way to develop all kinds of relationships. It's not just about being in couples and in romantic situations. It's about having people we can call on, having a plumber who understands that sometimes we've got clients in the shower or whatever. I don't know why we would have clients in the shower, but you know what I'm saying. Very, very nice energy. I like that. Lovely, 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 lovely. All right, Kayla. I had a Kayla here a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if I recognize your last name, but if I was busy, I wouldn't have paid attention. So if you're new, welcome. And if you're coming back, welcome back. Thank you for doing that. And your me, please. Your me, please, for Kayla. Okay, so talking about community, you have 2 twos. So this is about not just the people that you're relating to, and indeed it's quite a lot not about people you're relating to, but it's about other people. and what's going on with other people, which in terms of COVID, you know, we're waiting for health authorities, we're waiting for bosses to open companies, we're waiting for transit systems to start running again, whatever else, things that are not in our control, but that do impact us. So you're being acknowledged that you're keeping still, that you're this rose has had frozen rainfall on it. So it looks kind of as if it's been dipped in glass, and it's ice that if you were to start moving the branches around would damage the branches badly. So in order to stay safe, it's important to keep still and wait for conditions to change. So for the frozen rose, there's really nothing it can do except keep still and wait. So the 2 2s, that's all the other people who are in charge of stuff and are able to make decisions that may very well impact you, but there's no way for you to contribute to those decisions. And they're adding up to a 4, which is a really solid, strong, reliable, foundational energy. It's what goes underneath. You can't start building this rose bush until the ice has melted away, and you don't control the temperature. So there's a real message of, in some ways, a kind of a very abused word, but it's coming to me as surrender, and just allowing be here now, be frozen, enjoy how the light refracts off the branches, enjoy the sensation of being still, and wait. So I hope that makes sense for what's going on for you, Kayla. All right, Jen. And then I see an Anne. And then Debbie. Hey, good to see you. I did not know you'd had that card before. And Tanya's here. Yay. All right, bunch of people. I will shuffle fast. So where am I? That was Kayla. So now we're going to go to the Western United States for Jen. So nice to see you. Thank you so much. Alrighty. I think you've had this before, Jen. It absolutely is a message that completely makes sense for me, for you, for what I know of you and your life. 3 is that point of inspiration. This is where for you it's your art. This is where your art flows through you. From the cosmos and into the physical world, we get to see the beautiful creations that Jen makes. Not only the 3 that is your creative energy, but also the 0 that is the whole cosmos. So we add them together, we get your point of inspiration informed by all things, in all times, in all places, in all everywheres. It's enormous. And you just get to play. You just get to enjoy what comes through and be in the moment of bringing that vision to the rest of the world. And for you, it feels really natural. If you put me at an easel with paints or at any number of the different things that you do, I would probably just sit and cry, because I am not in any way inspired to make any kind of product with them. But you flow it. I know you do. And for you, it is an enjoyable, playful thing. And I'm sure you've had this card before, because I'm sure I have told you before to be in a place of just that. The joy of doing what you love doing. It's surely what we all strive for, to get out of bed. It's certainly one of my goals, is to just play all day doing things like card readings and numerology. Very blessed that I can. All right, and Eva, or Eva, I'm not remembering your name. Welcome back if you've been here before, otherwise welcome. And thank you for being here. Okay, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, yes. All right, I think Tanya's here. I saw her lurking a minute ago, or just down my feed. Okay, this is for Anne, and then we're going to Debbie. Oh, Anne, how lovely is this? Abundance. Abundance, being in fruit, collecting the results of work that has gone on in the past. These berries wouldn't be here if we hadn't had buds and flowers and pollinators and sun and rain and all of that. But once it comes together, boom, enormous abundance. Of the one which is you, your central identity, we have 7, which is the teacher, which is the example that you set, which is the learner that you are as well, the teachings that you take on board as you move through life. And they're adding together to an 8 so that you get that flow, you get that balance. And as you, if you're familiar with the teachings of Abraham Hicks, there is an idea of all of the abundance you could possibly wish for being in a vortex. And all you need to do is come into alignment with it, and you're able to be present with that abundance. So the 8 is about the alignment. It's about bringing your flow to where all of the abundance is, and it is yours. So, and every kind of abundance, it's about friends and love and laughter and comfort and respect and all of the things that we all of us want, or most of us want, I think. That's a lovely card. I like that. All right, Debbie, I'm so glad you're here. I didn't even check for people who are not here, if that makes sense. Penelope, I see you. Kathleen, how good. Wow, there's just bunches of people. I'm sorry, I will shuffle fast. Okay, Debbie is next. Debbie. Okay. Okay, Debbie. Oh, interesting. Okay, we have release. This is about letting go of some of your old expectations. This forest floor, these used to be apples. They're not apples anymore. They have completely released any ambition they had for being apples, and they're now releasing their structure and their contents and their atoms back into the soil to re-enter, become something new and be part of a future apple crop. 2 and the 1, the 2 that's coming first is other people, your relationships with them, your interactions with them, and they're sort of out there. And then the 1, which is you, which is Debbie, which is the seed of the divine Debbie, where Debbie's universe begins. And they're adding up to a 3, point of inspiration. So as you work in community, as you bring yourself into those relationships, and for whatever reasons, I'm seeing this more in terms of career rather than family or household or even village. And I may be wrong in that, but it feels like career to me. You're being asked to release the old paradigms and the you're not going to be an apple anymore because too much time has passed now. But paying attention to that voice, that knowing, that instinct, that hunch paying attention to that is going to inform the decisions that you make going forward. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I don't know if you've had that card before or not. Carol, Kayla, Cookie. Oh, thank you, Cookie. And you know I'm here for all sorts of other things. This next week I'm doing a series because, you know, there's only so much unhooking I can do. Next week, every day at 2 o'clock in Zoom, I'm doing a free series looking at some different card decks and talking about how, because some card decks you pick the picture and tap into your own subconscious, and some of them, like these ones, you pick from the back and allow synchronicity to reveal a message. So there's different ones and different things, and I'm really looking forward to. I've got five of the decks that I have not ever used in a live. Let me show you what I've got. The Traveler's Guide to the Well-Worn Path. They're really neat cards. I think that's Monday. I don't know what day everything is. Jewel of the Lotus. The Intuity cards, which I just got recently that I am loving. The Sacred Geometry. Those are neat cards. And those are, yeah, they're very cool. And then the Ocean Oracle, which I've had for yonks. And I've always had really good results with. But because they're a pick from the front, they wouldn't work on something like this. So there we are. Okay, I have a Penelope, a Kathleen, and a Tanya. And Anne, I think I read you a while ago. Pretty sure. Okay, so where am I at? And Eva. Oh, you will miss me. Yeah, oh, thank you being so kind. All right. So Penelope is next. Okay, that's confirmed something for you. That's good. I'm so glad. And Carol, you know. And this page isn't coming down, so I will be posting here about other things that I'm doing. I haven't posted yet about next week. I'm looking at myself in the screen. I look as though I've got a red nose. I have not been drinking or anything. It's very strange. A little bit too much sun, maybe. Okay, Penelope is next. Penelope. You another of Tanya's friends? I think you might be. Okay, number 12. So we just talked about the number 21, where it's other people first. This one, you are at the beginning. It is starting with you and your central identity, your personality, your everything that sits in your solar plexus chakra. And then how that relates to other people and people in your family, workplace, village, cyber community, and however your relationships combine and spread out around the world. We're adding up again to a 3, to something that's flowing into the physical world from the cosmos. And you are the channel. You are that hollow reed through which it comes. So the sumac is saying that you can and will speak the story that makes a difference in your relationships with other people in the community. This sumac, you can see sort of all the different stages of its seasons, all still attached to the tree at the same time. The story of its whole season is right there. And the fruit of the sumac is a berry that can be crushed and made into an ink. So it really supports the idea of writing and storytelling and communicating in a lot of different ways. I'm thinking there is a truth that needs to be told for you, Penelope. There is I don't know if it's a story that you are guarding, that is somebody else's story. You've got your grandmother's story and you're going to write it down, or I'm not sure quite how that goes. But there is definitely something there that is already it all of the seasons exist, and it's about telling the story. It's not about starting today and writing what I'm doing today, tomorrow, and next week. Am I making any sense? Kathleen, I love you. I love to see you. I love that you're here. I hope you're having wonderful times with where you're at and what you're doing. And I can't even say I miss you. I've been missing you for about 1.5 years now. But I'm always so glad when you make it to this. And I love that you've made it to this while you're in very distant geography. You're in the early days of your residence there. Anticipation. Look at the, oh, and how good is this? 2, which is community, and I know that this is about your household as it is now, and the extended household where you're at. The 4, which is that practicality. It's that stable and reliable. Right now, I believe you are probably still in quarantine, so like really being sensible and putting down a foundation, a safe foundation on which you can function afterwards. And then they're combining with the safety at the base and the community coming together. They're coming to a 6, which is about service. It's about improving the community. It's about making wonderful advances and progress in the whole world because of what it is that you're doing. And you can feel so excited about that, right? While you're still in quarantine, you can feel the anticipation of how good it's going to be and how things are going to just sort of go boom and be big and be wonderful. The way these leaves are so tight and so ready to just open up and start their work with the sun. It's so good. Also, the blue is about communication, so that chance that you have now to tell stories, to be with family, to talk and to laugh and to sing and to be together. There's lots and lots of blue throat chakra, so that's cool. And you will not, and in Montreal, you need not miss me because I'm going nowhere. We will see each other. Oh, thank you, people who are saying that you're going to miss me. That's so kind. My Zoom meetings. Thank you. What I will do is put a link on this page for my Zoom meetings this coming week. Otherwise, if you're on my newsletter list, there will be a newsletter going out with that link, and there will be on the event tab on my website, which is joleath.com. The information will be there too. So thank you for asking that, Kathleen. I forget sometimes to include all of the information. And it looks as though I have nobody new. You're all so kind. Community card, because these videos do all go onto my YouTube channel. So anybody who was not able to be present but is looking for an energy for themselves, wherever they are on the time-space continuum, outside of linear time, this card will serve them. That makes sense. So number 7, which is the teacher. We're in a time of such important learning and such important teaching, where so much of what we do is setting an example to someone. What we're being watched, and if we have little children in our lives, for sure they're watching and following and doing as we do and not necessarily as we say. But it's also for anybody who's a student. How you learn sets an example to other people. People learn from you. You're even as you're learning, you're teaching. They're very much two sides of the same coin. So number 7 as the teacher is the first in the number cycle. It is the first of the spiritual numbers. This is the number where we step beyond. There's physical, emotional, and mental numbers before that, but when we get to 7, we get to that completely unseen and unknown and a dimension that we can only work with abstractions. Does that make sense? And it is from 7 energy that we can learn about what is beyond our physical reality. So that's actually rather a good card to have for the community as we're finishing up this season. Very cool. All right, who else is here? I'm sorry, this page is it's divided in 3, and sometimes they will scroll independently, and other times one will scroll too, and yeah. I do have a challenge with the technology. I do. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. All right. So we have 6 more minutes. Trying to think. I should be just trying to upsell you. Get you to the. I'm really bad at that, in case you haven't noticed. There is a link on this page, and it's pinned at the top, where you can go and sign on for my newsletter. And there is on my website, I think I never figured out how to put it here. I do have a Patreon page, and I do have some. Oh, Jen, you're too good. There are some bonus meditations and things for my Patreon patrons, and I can do that. Yes, Penelope. Patrons, yes, there are some meditations, and there I have a couple of other things in the works that are going to go in as patron bonuses in this next little while. I have, what else? I do have time slots available for private consultations, whether it's for card reading or for numerology, because I don't know how many of you are aware that your birth date and your name can be charted out, given numerical values, and can really make sense of some of the things that are going on with you, and really connect you often with talents and abilities that you may not know are primary parts of your personality. Depending on how you grew up, you may have been disconnected from some of it, or not been allowed to express your full self. And a numerology chart helps you to identify that, yes, really, you do have the ability to do this thing. Go ahead and do it. Okay, so I'm just going to do one for Ava and Christian together, and hope that makes sense because I feel like once I do this, there's a bunch of other people. All right, Ava and Christian. Ooh, okay. Ava and Christian, number 15. So the one which is yourselves. Oh, thank you, Debbie. The one is yourself, that place that you begin. And 5 is the number of growth and expansion and adapting to new conditions and all of the things that are going on now. And they add together to a 6, which is service and beauty and meeting responsibilities and improving the community on your way through. And synthesis is where you take from different fields of knowledge, from different sources, from different people. You take things and you make them into something new. So I like to, the easy definition of this is around making a cake, where you get an egg from the chicken farm and you get flour from the grain on the prairie, and you get sugar from a sugar refinery goodness knows where, and vanilla from a West Indies island, and you put them all together and you make a cake, and you synthesize something that didn't exist before and that couldn't exist when it was in its natural form, because the egg and the flour were never going to meet without you. You get to be, and this is something, it can be about making art, it can be about writing a book, it can be about any number of different ways that you bring things together and make something new that is very much an expression of your own work and your own desires and your own sensibility as you design it and you make it. 2 people can work from the same recipe in the kitchen and come up with 2 quite different results, because what we do and what we put into our work is so singular and individual, and attitude matters. My late partner used to make bread, beautiful, gorgeous, fluffy yeast bread. Loved making bread. It was fabulous. Until they were unemployed for a while, and they were bored, and they were unhappy, and they took out their unhappiness on the dough. It wasn't just kneaded, it was beaten. And it didn't rise so well. Strangest thing. What we put into our projects makes a difference. It makes a difference, and how we flow the energy. So always flowing the love when we can. And most important way to do that is to start off by loving ourselves, and we can do that by knowing ourselves. And you can do that by having a numerology chart done. Get to know yourself, get to appreciate how awesome you are, because I know you are. And that just, it improves the world on so many levels. All right, it's 3 o'clock. I am done. I'm a little loath to turn this off, I have to say. So thank you everybody who has been here. Thank you everybody who is watching the video. Thank you everyone who has been to see me over the last 72 Fridays. That's so very, very cool. 72 is a good number. So yes, meanwhile, it's not over yet, so stay home when you can, especially if you're living in a place that requires you to stay home. Stay safe, stay healthy, care for each other, and thank you for all these love hearts. This is so nice. And I will look forward to seeing you in other places, other times. This has been a slice. All right, namaste, everybody.